Well, he is our guru of the stars. We're all talking about, of course, Egon Spengler from the Beecher Planetarium, a.k.a. Kurt Spivey. So we just found out that the reason that the planetarium caught on fire in the first place was the ghost containment unit blew up.
It was because the health department came in and turned it off.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then it overloaded. Yeah. It blew up.
Exactly. But I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
That's right. And that containment is now off campus, so that's all good.
You got it.
All right, Kurt, let's start in with finally opening up that new planetarium. Looks gorgeous.
Yes, pardon me if I'm a little hoarse today. We had 3 shows scheduled. We ended up doing 7 shows this weekend, and we thank the over 800 people that came to the planetarium to see the shows this weekend. And our first picture there, that was my first crowd on Friday night. So they had a ball. We gave a little preview of what you can expect in the planetarium coming up, and we look forward to having a great season this year.
That looks good. All right, so we have some things to look forward to up in the sky.
Yes, well, first, the reason I am a Ghostbuster is because it is the 50th anniversary of our spectacular Halloween show, Night Lights. Night Lights started in 1974 with homemade lasers, practical special effects, real corn stalks and real pumpkins in the planetarium, and it's evolved over the years to the musical spectacular we do with Full Dome right now. If I have the next one there, next graphic up there, there we go, 50th anniversary. That's Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. But on Saturday afternoons, we do another version called Night Light. It's more for our younger visitors. It doesn't have as much scary pop-up stuff in it. It's a little bit quieter too, but there are songs in Night Light that are not in Night Lights. So these will be running Fridays and Saturdays the rest of the month of October, and it's a great way to kick off our public season.
All right, that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a ball with it.
All right, now let's talk about what's up in the sky.
Yes, and this is incredibly big news over the last couple of weeks as well. We have a comet that in just about a week and a half is going to be visible without the use of a telescope. We're pretty sure. It's called, this is a picture of it over Kitt Peak in Arizona in the morning sky. And this was a long exposure with the picture, but it passed the sun and survived the sun. It's called Tsuchinsan Atlas. Because of the 2 places that discovered it. Its nickname is Comet A3. This will be in our early evening sky starting October 14th. So we have not had a comet you can see without a telescope in the northern hemisphere since Hale-Bopp in '93.
That was amazing.
Yes, and this is incredibly rare. Usually you get a bright comet about once every 10 years. It's been 30. So there was a bright one in the southern hemisphere about 10 years ago called Comet McNaught. We didn't see it here in the northern. If we can go to the next graphic there, I'll show you where it's at. If you go out right at sunset, say about 7:30, and you look to the west, this is where Comet A3 will be in the nighttime sky. It'll be in the west, and you'll be able to find it pretty easily because just off to the south of it is going to be the planet Venus, which is the very bright place. So you find Venus, look a little bit off. It's going to be getting higher and higher as the month goes on, but also dimmer and dimmer. So the best time is going to be that week of October 14th to pick this out and find it in the nighttime sky. Speaking of which, we'll go to that last one there. This is the estimate of the brightness. As you see, this is actually backwards. The top is that you can only see it in a telescope or binoculars, and then down at the bottom where the eyeball is, that's you can see it with just your eyes. This might get bright enough when it comes out into the evening sky that you can even see it from the city. You won't have to be at a dark location to see it. And in other news, they have just discovered another comet that may be even brighter that'll come by at the end of October. The problem is it's what we call a sun grazer. It's going to be real close to the sun. If it survived that, it's going to be spectacular, but there's a good chance it's going to get ripped apart by the sun's heat and gravity. But stay tuned for that. I'll talk more about that in November if it happens. So.
All right, October 14th, I'm looking forward to going out there and hopefully seeing that big tail.
Yes, get somewhere where you can see a good view of the western horizon and look for Venus, and then look off to the right of Venus. You should be able to pick it out.
All right, so let's get back to that planetarium. We waited so long for that thing to open.
Yes.
And it looks like you guys spared no expense. Everything in there looks great.
Well, There was a serious silver lining to the disaster that happened a year and a half ago. Our electrical's all upgraded, the insulation's upgraded, it's waterproof, new dome, new carpet, new paint job, and we still got a few tweaks we're doing to it, but we're loving having the public back and are looking forward to showing everybody what we can do.
Plenty of time for anyone to go out there and see a show. You got scheduled times on your website.
Yes, you can go to wbplanetarium.org. We have our whole schedule there. We change shows about once a month, so you can come back frequently and see different shows. You can also go on our Facebook page. We share our events on there, so you can see what's coming up when.
All right. Definitely, if you've never been to a planetarium, get out there and check it out. It's at YSU. It's really nice. All right, Kurt, thanks so much for joining us.